This is the Seller Process Podcast, where we talk about the best systems, processes, and SOPs for your Amazon business so that you can regain control of your time, build up your team, and scale your e-com empire.
Hello, entrepreneurs. If you are looking to take your brand to the next level by creating a marketing funnel that generates a continuous stream of new customers so that you can build an audience and increase your sales at the same time, then this episode is for you. Our guest today will share with us a system to attract over 1,000 new customers a month, free of charge through a smart blend of offers, ads, and follow-up emails. We're joined today by Mark Leopold. He has been helping his stores bring in new customers at net zero cost since 2015 and runs Baby Fox, his agency, which brings the same free customer machine framework to other Shopify stores. Hey, Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. So, we're actually most of the time discussing about strictly Amazon in this podcast, but I felt like it's a good timing now to also bring in some more content about this because there's a lot of buzz going on about bringing external traffic to our listings and or use external traffic sources because now we're getting more into an era of omni-channel, right? So sure. A lot of people are actually diversifying their channels on Walmart, Shopify, and so on. So I think your strategy here that we spoke about in our pre-interview chat is very interesting for lots of Amazon sellers that would like now to step up their brand and to step up their strategies for external traffic. So this is going to be something that is more relevant for Shopify stores, and I really encourage people who have already a Shopify store or who don't, to consider this strategy to level up their brand and build up an audience out of Amazon, and then use that to also launch products on Amazon and so on. I mean, it creates a very, very nice environment for our brand to thrive. So let's jump right in. I like to, we mentioned already this free customer machine. So this is what you call this strategy, right? So tell us what it is about and give us like a quick high level overview before we dive deep into each steps.
I love it. Yeah. So the free customer machine is all about exactly what you just said. So our strategies and our framework helps you to bring in 1,000 free customers each month. And when you're sitting there and you're saying, what's a free customer? It's a customer that you've brought in at net zero cost. So you spend $1 in ad spend, you get a new customer and that $1 in ad spend back on the other side. And what that allows you to do is you can then reinvest that $1 into your ads and just continue that cycle of just pouring new customers into your store, right? And alongside that, you're also going to be gaining more emails on your email list. So overall, it just lifts your entire store and your entire business.
Okay, that's great. So to clarify, basically, we're saying that this strategy, it brings customers not for free, like in the sense of that it's just we don't spend anything. It's basically that our customer acquisition costs equal the ad spend. So basically, we acquire customers at no extra charge, let's say, right? So the ads equal either what we make equal what we spend, and then so that's how we are able to create free new customers, right? So I would say let's start diving in this strategy. You guys can find the framework of this whole process as usual as a complimentary material, like every episode of this podcast. So you can go to thesellerprocess.com and find in this episode you will see in the show notes a download button, and you can follow this same strategy. You can download this document provided by Mark And so for your future reference. So let's start now with phase one. What's the first steps?
Perfect. So the free customer machine has three basic phases. First phase we call our focus module. And in here, we're getting all of the raw material we'll need to kind of move through the rest of the process. So in our focus module, we strip away all of the complexity that has kind of been built up around your store and around your business. You know, we want to just kind of get rid of that feeling of overwhelm that can often creep in, and simplify things back down to the very core elements of your business. Who do you serve, right? We call this our perfect customer. And here we go through exercises to just help you really dial in who it is that your store serves best. We look at past customers, we look at a bunch of other things. And through that, we're able to really kind of laser target that free customer machine when we build it. After we get that, we ask you, what is it that you do? Like, what do you do for the people that you serve? And here we call it your perfect offer. So oftentimes when we talk to people, we find that they're just not able to kind of easily and clearly convey the value that their store provides. So we help them do that in that perfect offer piece. And that is just, it it makes it so much easier to kind of build moving forward once you have that at the very, very beginning of this process. And then finally, after we have those two pieces, we move to the final question, which is, how can we serve them in advance? And here we talk about, this is our perfect bait module. And in there, we identify three levels. We identify free, low dollar, and core. And using those three pieces and those three levels, we're able to create some really, really exciting offers and really exciting machines for our customers.
Okay, that's very interesting. I want to learn more about that third phase, because the first 2 points that you mentioned is basically about identifying the right customer and the right offer, which is something that most of like brands who already have their store on Amazon or on Shopify, they should have already figured out. And we could take a full episode actually about identifying the right customer avatar. But I want to get deeper into this perfect bait. Okay, so what could be some real life example of free, low dollar, and core offer?
Perfect. So when we go through that piece of the process, what we do is we actually start with that core offer. So we take a look at your sales, we take a look at what's already been happening in your store to give us indicators that which products, which pieces of your catalog are your customers already finding value in. And then we look in there to see which of those core offers, those core products in your store, we can then work with, kind of draw some of those pieces out, see if there's anything we can do in there to create those other pieces. So, for instance, in the stores that I run on Shopify, what we sell is, we're in the Christian publishing space. So we sell like a $60 Bible. And a lot of our ancillary products are built up around helping people read the Bible. So that was the core element that we used in our free customer machine. Another example of this is there's a guy named Frank Kern. He helps with the marketing on his wife's skincare store. And so what he does is he builds all of his funnels around that, those core skincare elements that go into each and every one of her products. When we're looking for the low dollar offer that we're going to put in front of that, we look to draw something out of those core elements if we can, or leverage one of these ancillary products that supplements or kind of ties into it. So, for instance, like when I've seen this used in other industries, one place that I've seen this is a guy named Perry Belcher. he was working in the hobby candle making space. And so he saw all of his competitors selling their wicks with markup. They were trying to make money off selling their wicks. So he leveraged his wicks as a low dollar offer. He just sold them at cost. And that gave him an incredibly effective offer that he could then take out to his market and capture a huge number of people who just thought, hey, why I need a wick. I'm going to go to this guy for the wicks. So that's one way to do it, is just to kind of offer something at a low dollar. Another very common way to do this is through free plus shipping offers. Great example of this is Michael Jackness, who some of you might know from the Ecom Crew podcast. He had a brand called Color It, where he sold coloring pencils, coloring books. And so his low dollar offer was just a product that he created that was a very short book of some of the coloring pages that he sold. And he leveraged that as a free plus shipping offer to bring people in and get some of his product into their hands. Going back to Frank Kern, who we talked about with his wife's skincare line, the low dollar offer that he made people was a free plus shipping offer off just a sample bag of the makeup. So he just took tiny sample sizes, put it in a little plastic bag, sold those for free. They covered the cost of shipping, and then he upsold them into the rest. Finally, they're free. For the free offer, what we're talking about here is something like a download, like a PDF or an audio file or a video that you're delivering value in. And for these, what we use, right? I told you that my company, we sell like a $60 Bible. Often we find that people they want to read the Bible. They don't know where to get started. We use a free offer of just a reading plan that lays out a 90-day plan for them to read through the entire Bible. And we do very well with that. Michael Jackness, for his coloring books, the free offer that he leveraged was 4 free downloadable pages that they could use to color. And then he would upsell them into that free coloring book plus shipping. So those are just a couple of real life examples of what we see happening around the market.
Awesome. Yeah, I think this is very interesting. And I think now people can get lots of good ideas. I just want to summarize this concept because I think it's very interesting. So here, the main strategy is to create 3 levels of offers: a free offer, low dollar, and a core offer. So the core offer is your best seller, basically the main product that you want to profit on. The low dollar offer is something that you might give away at cost, something to attract your people, something to attract customer to then upsell the core offer. And the free offer is something that you just, as the name says, you give it away for free to attract in the top of the funnel to attract these people. So in the coloring book example, I think is one of the best example because he's actually an Amazon seller, Mike Jackness, who you mentioned. So basically, he used the same framework in his business by attracting people with a free offer, which was just a downloadable PDF of coloring pages. Then these people were targeted with a low dollar offer, which was like an extracted version, like a small version of his bestsellers coloring books, and then they were upsold the core offer, which was the bestseller, the actual bestseller, big coloring book. And these are great examples. Also, like the skincare company, offering the samples of makeups so that people can try it, and after they try it, they may be interested in buying the bigger version to save on money and just keep using the product they've tried. So I think the perfect bait type of strategy, it's very smart, and it's basically the first the foundation of this strategy. Then let's then start with let's move on to phase 2, where we'll put everything together with the perfect bait and create the next phase to target our customers. So what's next in phase 2?
Great. So phase 1 was focus. Phase 2 we call fabricate, which is where we're going to build the infrastructure of our free customer machine. So the free customer machine, it has 3 pieces to it, right? You've got 3 levels of bait. We've got 3 basic pieces that make up what a free customer machine is. The first part is the opt-in itself. So here's that page that people are going to go to claim that free offer, that download, that whatever you have. And what we tell people here is we're looking for 40% of people who come to that page to convert, right? So that's the number, that's the benchmark that we advise people to look for. And it provides a really good kind of foundation to build from. After the opt-in, we're going to take people into our converters. Now, these are those things that we're going to leverage that will take those new email leads that are coming onto your list and immediately work to convert 10% of them within 7 days to become a customer of yours, right? So no longer are you going to kind of have email leads coming onto your list and just sort of sitting there and not having anything stimulating them to take that next step and move closer into your customer journey. Now we're going to work in very specific ways to move them through that. And our converters are made up of 2 things. So after they opt in, they're taken to a page which makes them that low dollar offer. And after they say yes to that, we're going to upsell them immediately through another page to the core offer, right? So it's a series of pages. And at the same time, we're going to be putting them into an email follow-up sequence that is going to continue to stay in front of them, continue to bring them back to these pages so that we have that follow-up built in place and the net is pretty closely woven. So we have the opt-in, we have the converters. The final piece is the Facebook ad. So only after we have all of those, after we have the net built, do we start to drive traffic into it. And with our Facebook ads, we're looking for a 2% click-through rate, and that's the benchmark we advise people for. The way we get there is through a very specific way that we construct those ads so that we're pre-framing people. We're just kind of predisposing them to know us, to like us, to trust us right in the ad itself. So by the time they come through, they're already more likely to take the opt-in and move and take the converters and move and become a customer of ours.
Okay, that's very interesting. So basically, we're talking about creating now a landing page, driving traffic to a landing page in which we're offering people with the free offer and then upsell them with the other offers. Let us know what is some of your best advice to create these opt-in pages and the whole conversion phase in a way that converts better, right? So what is the best practice and tips to build these landing pages and the ads that lead to those?
Great. So fantastic question. For the different pieces, for the opt-in, what we focus in on there is we tell people, keep it simple, keep it specific, all right? There's a tendency for us to kind of want to oversell the opt-in or add a lot of elements to that page because we're like, we're going to work even harder to convert people by adding more information. But all that does is just, it clutters things up and it actually decreases your conversion rates. So we boil it down to just as simple as possible, a headline, maybe 3 bullets, and your opt-in form. And that's really what we kind of get people to do. So keep it simple, keep it specific, right? What we're opting in for, what we're offering to people, we need to really dial it in to that perfect customer and that perfect offer and combine those 2 things in a way that captures their attention by being ultra specific and making it feel like it's just for them. So that's how we that's what we advise people to do in that opt-in stage. For the converters, a mistake that we see people making there is that they want to hold back. They feel awkward about immediately pitching people on that low dollar offer, and they want to kind of hold off and wait for them to consume the free thing immediately. All right, like you've got to strike while the iron is hot. The goal and the purpose of your opt-in is to bring qualified leads to that page to see that offer. Okay, so you've got to understand that you cannot wait. You have to immediately put the offer in front of the new leads. And the second piece there, follow up with them. Any experienced salesperson is going to tell you the fortune's in the follow-up, right? Like you need to follow up with people repeatedly and kind of just keep bringing their eyes back to those pages. We usually at least use 3 emails. Often we'll use more, but I find that starting out, just getting a very simple 3 email sequence in place. The first email, we focus in on just the benefit of the offer itself. The second email, what we focus in on is they've taken an action already, right? They've already opted in. So we want to leverage that human tendency to want to be consistent with our previous actions to, kind of be, when we commit to something, we want to uphold that commitment. So leveraging that commitment and that consistency by just saying, listen, you've already done this. You obviously want this, result. This is the most logical thing for you to be doing. And then in the last email, we just leverage kind of scarcity or urgency, either through kind of putting limits around that offer, or sometimes we just say, listen, we don't want to bother you. We don't want to kind of harass you over time. So this is the last time we're going to kind of put this in front of you. So that's something we do with our converters. And for the social media page, for the Facebook ads, what we do there is we deliver value in the ad itself, right? So we don't ask them to kind of opt in first. We're already kind of teaching them. We're already showing them how all of this works. We're showing them kind of what it is that we're promising and how the steps are going to go for them to get there, so that as they're reading through our ad itself, they're already learning, they're already kind of beginning to see us as an authority, which helps when they come to our opt-in page and they feel like they already know us, they already like us, they already trust us. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. I love it. So just to summarize and to see if I understood well. So basically the ad already it's clear. So basically it's giving people some value already in there, and it points directly to an opt-in page. In this opt-in page, basically you're collecting the email of customers and then they receive the free offer. Right. And after they opt in, basically they are added into an email list, and they receive like 3 emails, an email sequence in the way you described, and right after they get the free $3 offer, the free offer, then they are offered as an upsell the low dollar offer and the core offer, or is it at different times you offer the other 2?
Right. So we offer the low dollar offer right away. Okay. And at the bottom of that low dollar offer page, it's, a button saying, yes, I'd like this, free book. I'd like this free sample of the makeup. When they click that, we take them right away to another page that says, we're going to send that sample bag out to you. That sample bag might only last you a couple days. If you'd be interested, you can get a month's worth of, this makeup for, this amount of money. You'll save on shipping because you're already paying for shipping for the sample bag. We'll just add it to the order. Would you like to do that? And when we do it, when we kind of have that very human, very almost like how it would feel if you were dealing with a customer service person, we see about 20 to 30% of people take us up on that offer for that core upsell.
Okay, right. Now sounds good. Very interesting. Let's move to then the last phase. What is phase 3?
Great. So phase 3 is fine tuning. So we've built the machine. And if we think of our free customer machine almost like an instrument that we're using to make sure that we're fitting our offers directly to the wants and desires of our market, it's like we've built a piano. And when you build a piano, if you just try to start playing it, it's not going to sound very good. First, you have to tune it. So in this module, this is what we're doing is we've turned it on and we've started to bring traffic through your machine at a very low ad spend, maybe $20, maybe $30. And the idea is just we're gonna get traffic moving through it. So the first piece of the fine-tuning module is tracking, right? We show you how to track all the different metrics that you're going to want to keep an eye on over time to make sure that it's behaving and giving you the free customers that we're looking to get, right? So at this point, with the tracking piece, we still haven't started generating free customers. That comes next. The next piece is called taste testing. So, right, like if you've ever been cooking and you get to that point in the recipe where you've assembled everything, you've put all the ingredients in. Now it's time to like take a couple tastes, make sure it tastes the way you need it to, add a little bit of salt if it needs it, add a lemon. Like we're going to adjust it to the tastes of our market. And the way we'll perceive that is through what we're seeing with the tracking. So over time, we'll see whether our numbers are achieving what we need to, and we'll make adjustments to the offers, we'll make adjustments to the messaging, and we'll just kind of make some very iterative changes that are eventually going to yield us the free customers, right? It might take one change, it might take three. It usually doesn't take more than 4 or 5 at the most. So we go through that process in our taste testing module. And by the end of the taste testing module, you are generating free customers. Since the ad spend's pretty low, it's usually maybe 2 to 5 customers a day. And that's when we move to the last piece of our whole process, which is turn it up. And this is where we're going to scale that ad spend smoothly, slowly, carefully. And as we see those numbers adjust and move over time, we're going to make further adjustments, further changes to the machine, just to make sure that we're able to continue to generate the free customers over time.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, basically in phase 1 we're defining what's the offer. Basically in phase 2 it's the core part, basically where we're creating everything, the page and everything that we'll use in the funnel. And then phase 3 it's about putting into practice and fine-tuning it. I'm curious to know what are some of the metrics that we should look at in order to optimize our offers and like what kind of numbers we should be aware of, and what can we tweak looking at those numbers.
Sure. So the numbers that we track on a daily basis, we track how much we're spending on our ads. We track how many clicks or landing page views we're seeing as a result of the ad spend. Then we take a look at how many opt-ins we're getting, how many people take the low dollar, how many people take the core. We're just tracking all of those metrics. And then using those metrics, we calculate how much money we've brought in, the total amount brought in through the machine in that day. So we do all of that. And then we're going to, in that same tracking sheet, we divide the amount spent by the number of low dollar offer takers. And that gives us our cost per sale. After that, we divide the total amount spent by the number of low dollar offer takers. And that gives us our average order value. And this is what I really love about this is like we boil it down to basically just 2 numbers. And the whole thing is your cost per sale higher than your average order value or not? And every day we bring all that in. Every day we take a look. If it costs us more to acquire a customer than we made off them, we label that red. If it's not, we label it green. And it all just comes down to looking in your tracking sheet and seeing red and green. And over time, it just becomes very, very easy for you to see at a glance the health of your free customer machine and whether it's doing what you want it to do or not.
Yeah, I love it that the main metric is actually to keep the cost per sale lower or equal to the revenue generated. So that's how you basically create free customers, because those two equal or might be even profitable, but most of the time is probably going to break even. So basically your marketing spend is breaking even. Your marketing effort are breaking even so that you can get free customers to which you upsell, and they can become, you nurture them over time and become, some of them will become loyal customers if your products are attractive enough for them, obviously. Cool. So lots of valuable tips there. We're almost out of time here. I'd love to ask you our signature question, final question. What is your best advice to achieve more with less when it comes to building our marketing funnels?
Sure. Right. I would say that my best advice is just to to give yourself more chances. Like by using sequence offers like this, and you put them out into the wild in a sequence, what you'll see is that even if you don't get it all right, like even if the whole machine doesn't yield you free customers right out of the gate, you can look at your numbers and realize, okay, that part's working, that part's working. The hole is right here. It just shows you so clearly what you need to change. And I find that in the past, I've run kind of one-off campaigns where I'm just promoting a single thing. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I've got to go all the way back to the starting blocks and build something entirely from scratch again, right? Or whereas with something like this, we can just take out the piece that's not working and swap something else in. And often, we try 2 or 3 things in there and we find something that just hits it right. And all of a sudden the whole thing is profitable. So that's my advice, is give yourself more chances by sequencing offers rather than just coming to your market with a single offer.
Yeah, great. Yeah, fantastic. And be patient. I would add, be patient, because we're offering actually you are sharing a very valuable strategy, something that has been working for several people. I know some of them. He already mentioned many. So it's something that has been working, and actually is it's now even more relevant that people have the chance to opt in on with buy with Prime. So Amazon, and you can add basically the Prime button on your Shopify store, which should help with conversion. So that it becomes even more relevant now for Amazon sellers. And by the way, we at the Seller Process are one of the, let's say, authorized people to share and introduce Shopify stores to buy with Prime. So if you're interested in that, you can contact us. You can write me an email at gm@thesellerprocess.com. So Mark, what if people are interested in this, and they would like your help? How they can find you?
Sure. So you can find me at babyfoxagency.com. That's our website. On there, you can actually find an audit that just kind of allows you to see what you still need or where you stand when it comes to putting a system like this, putting a free customer machine in place for your store. So go to babyfoxagency.com.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much, Mark. Guys, remember, the key to success is to emulate the best. So take home the tips that Mark just shared. Take action on the strategy, the free customer machine framework that Mark just shared. Go download the framework that you will find in our website, thesellerprocess.com. Find the show notes, download it, or you will find the link in the YouTube description of this video. All right, Mark, it was very nice chatting with you. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in another episode.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me, Marco.
Hey entrepreneurs, I hope you enjoyed the episode and learned something from the interview. If you're serious about creating systems for your business, automating processes and building up your team so that you can transfer the tedious daily tasks in order to focus on more high-level strategic tasks and work on your business and not in your business, I've created a guide for Amazon sellers named Capturing Systems and Creating SOPs that you can find at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook, where you will learn how to leverage systems and SOPs in your Amazon business so that you can accomplish more by working less, optimize your time, automate and delegate tasks, and reap the benefits of being a true business owner and not simply an operator in your own business. Go download the ebook at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook and start implementing all the tips and insights that I share with you. And leave us a review or a comment to let us know how the content we are sharing here is making an impact in your business. And have a productive week.